The year was 1999. Sounds of the Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, and Blink-182 pumped out from radios across the US. People discovered file sharing through Napster, a program that allowed users to illegally download music and other media from the comfort of their parents' basements. Many were tuning in to watch Regis Philbin host the popular television show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? The Matrix, Toy Story, American Pie, Austin Powers, and Star Wars were big hits in the box office that year. The now irrelevant MySpace made its online debut as one of the earliest incarnations of social media. On April 20th, 1999, two students dressed in trench coats carrying automatic weapons and homemade explosives entered a Colorado high school before taking 15 lives, including their own. The Columbine massacre shook the country in what was one of America's deadliest school shootings. Also in 1999, the West Nile virus transmitted by mosquitoes made people fearful of getting bug bites. After being exposed for his affair with Monica Lewinsky, the American public sought to impeach President Bill Clinton. Times were changing in 1999 as the world anxiously anticipated the coming of the new millennium. Yes, indeed, 1999 was a year marked by fear and uncertainty in America. But during the final countdown to the year 2000, there was only one thing on the mind of the world: Y2K.
I see dead people.
$1 million.
Today, an information revolution is changing dramatically the face of business and the fabric of society in the United States.
When computer programming first came around, storage space was extremely limited. We're talking about kilobytes and megabytes rather than gigabytes and terabytes. We didn't have cloud storage or all these external hard drives, so programmers had to cut a lot of corners in order to work with the limitations of the hardware at the time. One of these corners they cut was using only 2 digits to display the date on a computer rather than 4, so the year 1999 only read 99. Now this became a problem when the new millennium was coming about, because the computer would only show 00 for the year 2000. So the computer would think the year was 1900, and the news and all these people were saying it's going to be an apocalypse, it's a doomsday.
More and more experts are warning that the year 2000 could bring a date with disaster. First, a brief explanation. This crisis is often called Y2K. What does that mean? Well, Y is short for year, 2 of course means 2, and K is the scientific symbol for thousand. So Y2K is simply short for year 2000.
It's been called the world's most important extermination job, eliminating the year 2000 computer bug.
It's just an extremely serious and extremely dangerous situation.
The dangerous situation is a simple problem, but it's nearly everywhere. When the computing era began, computer memory was very, very expensive. So to save money, computer programmers used only 2 digits to identify a year, like 97, 98, and so on. But the problem is that when the year 1999 turns to 2000, many computers and computer chips around the world will think it's 1900, not 2000. Because of this, many computers will behave unpredictably, malfunction, or simply crash. Added to the software problem is the risk of embedded computer chips. There's an estimated 25 to 40 billion of these in the world, running everything from supertankers to traffic lights. And they're used in machines throughout factories, the phone system, utilities like power, water, and gas. They're virtually everywhere. Some estimate 1 to 10% of these embedded chips will fail. And that could cause those factories, phone systems, and so on to fail.
Pat, the situation is so severe that one top business leader recently warned that, quote, "In my own view, it is a particularly large global disaster in the making."
It's going to be an apocalypse. It's a doomsday. All this food we depend on, we're not going to be able to get it. The grocery stores are going to be empty. Electricity is going to go out. We're not going to have communication. All of this from a date changing on a computer. So what do people do when they fear the worst? Do you remember the Y2K bug?
Mm-hmm.
What do you remember about it?
The Y2K? It was like everybody kind of...
Don't.
Was that right before the millennium changed?
Yeah.
Everybody was like stocking up and
Yeah.
thinking the world might come to an end, or... Why?
I'm making a video about it.
But just in case, stores like Albertsons are ordering extra. They even have a Y2K order list.
We're asking, what are they buying these things for, and they're basically saying they're trying to get prepared.
Much as they are at local hardware stores, where the biggest sellers are ammunition, gun safes, kerosene lamps, and water jugs. But if you're looking for a generator, forget it. There are none.
I don't think anybody is really worried about anything happening, but they are wanting to be prepared.
Yvonne and Chester Rich are getting ready for Y2K.
A lot of crackers and stuff for the cats.
Salmon. We have a gas stove so I can cook. If I have water, we're going to stock up on a little water.
Water is at the top of the list that the Texas Department of Emergency Management recommends you keep on hand.
In dead of winter, at the stroke of midnight, January 1st, 2000, water delivery systems may not deliver water for cooking, drinking, or bathing.
If there's one thing you don't want to go without, it's water. You always got to make sure you got that water. Holy shit, that's cold.
Most items can be gathered at your local grocery store. Such items as non-perishable food, a manual can opener, personal hygiene items such as shampoo, soap, deodorant, and a toothbrush.
So as you can see right here, the power just went out, but luckily I have a generator hooked up so I can still edit my video here. Still watching a little bit of Netflix over the web. And over here I got some can openers, and I got 2 can openers. And I also got a bunch of non-perishable food, but I don't need the can openers because it actually has a little tab there. Got some soap, shampoo, shaving cream, Bluetooth speaker, so I'm pretty set. So now that I've picked up everything they showed in that news segment, I'm still wondering, is there anything I'm missing? I mean, anything at all?
It's 2 a.m., January 1st, year 2000. Power's out. It's pitch black. You need light. If you planned ahead, you'll have one of these. Just wind it up. You'll have light and communication. Call now and get the ultimate Y2K Survival Kit from BeCalm.com. You'll receive the Sunburst, the premier wind-up and solar-powered flashlight and radio, a video resource guide with real advice from leading experts, a diagnostic computer program to test your PC. You'll receive 3 soup samples from Hourglass Foods, food storage you'll want to eat. Plus, you'll receive a step-by-step guide that will show you how to prepare without wasting a single penny.
Call now and order your ultimate Y2K Survival Kit.
As tempting as that looks, I'm gonna pass, but it would be cool if my cell phone, if I could just wind it up and the battery would recharge. Why haven't they done that yet? Actually, just coincidentally, I did happen to have a flashlight that you'd crank just like that when I was a little kid. Now, I don't think it had a radio on it, but it was like this flashlight, and you'd squeeze it, and it would put a light out. It was so cool. I remember being in my bedroom late at night and just cranking the thing. That sounds so bad.
Take off 3-1 right, Delta, left 20, service 1 heavy, continue.
It's just funny to see all these old commercials and news stories using this term experts so loosely, like these experts are saying you're going to have this survival kit, or these experts are saying it's the end of the world. Where are these experts after Y2K? It's always just these experts. Who are they? It's not very credible.
Corey Hamasaki, a computer software engineer for nearly 30 years, has witnessed most of this information revolution. He's an expert on large mainframe computers.
My assessment is that the work is not being done. And the consequence of that is that the systems will fail and the essentials won't be available.
Yes, midnight, December 31st, 1999, electronic clocks in millions of computers will roll over to the year 2000. Or will they? Most experts agree they will not. Computer systems essential to our way of life may simply shut down. The dire warnings in this emergency video are gleaned exclusively from secular experts in over 300 reports. The facts: no event in history has connected mankind to one common adversary until now. The millennial bug jeopardizes our way of life in ways never imagined. Thousands of programmers working round the clock may not fix this problem in time. Such potential mass confusion confirms end-time prophecy. The impending worldwide panic could signal the end of this age and Christ's glorious return. With only months before the moment arrives, you must have the information found in this shocking video by Dr. Jack and Rex Sullivan, 2000 Time Bomb. To order, call toll-free 1-800-918-5577. We'll send this emergency video for a gift of only $24.95, plus $3 shipping and handling.
Do you think people were scared at the time? Did you remember anybody who was scared about it?
Not really. I mean,
was it sort of a joke?
No, it wasn't a joke, but we weren't as dependent upon computers as we are
not
now.
just you personally. I remember when I was little, I felt scared about it. I remember thinking, what's all this fuss about?
Well, we didn't know what was going to happen, whether people had adequately prepared for it, and as it turned out, they did.
10 gold chains, wood grain.
They're making too much out of it. It's not going to be anything. Just another day. Of course, I may be wrong.
What do you in brief remember about
that
the news?
There was a whole lot of expense incurred the last 5 years before that to update all the computer systems so that they would continue to work. And so it brought a lot of expense forward into 1996, 7, 98, 99 in preparation. And they cut the expenses shortly thereafter, which led to a kind of a small recession in 2000, 2001, 2002, because the tech bubble burst. Okay.
Now, in retrospect, it's easy to see that these are kind of silly. It's funny that people got all worried about a date changing on a computer. And the news, I mean, this news coverage, there was so much of it, even though the problem had been solved months, if not years ahead of time, because computer programmers were aware of it before 1999. But the funny thing is that the news is still reporting stories in this way today, not just like Y2K, but everything. The point of the news is not only to just inform you, but they want to take a story and make it grab your attention. And when they have your attention, they can sell you advertisements. And the way they grab your attention is by embellishing certain details, omitting certain facts, lies by omission, exaggerating a story to make it seem more important than it is. And if the news really reported things in a truthful way, it would probably be a lot more boring. It probably wouldn't be as interesting. But the news is there to gather information and filter it to a way that plays off society's fears, grabs your attention, gets you emotionally invested in some way, and then right when you're really into the story, cut to commercial, buy this car. So just to make a point, in the video earlier here when I showed people rushing into the grocery stores, that was actually footage from various Black Friday compilations that I just found on YouTube. But having people rush into the store made it seem more dramatic and more entertaining.
Few expect the world to stop on January 1, 2000, but the many disruptions to the economy could affect us all, like thousands of Lilliputians tying down this Gulliver of an economy. Then why not just fix the computers? Despite the billions of dollars already being spent by government and business, there's simply not enough manpower and time to fix the problem. That's why many believe the human element, not technology, may be the most important part of the solution to the year 2000 problem.